Now then, Thursday, nearly Friday, and it's 5:30. I'm just leaving home because I've dropped my amazing wife off because we had to work a bit, well, they had to work a bit later tonight, and just put my seatbelt on. Do you know something? There is some absolute and utter scum, absolute scum at earth. We looked after a gentleman whose sister she looked after him. Lovely lass, Claire, she genuinely is. And his family, let's call them, disowned him. Had nothing to do with him. Not all of them. One of them I met, he was lovely. He was right nice, that kid. Anyway, his daughter's put this vile review on Google, I think it is. They were showing me today in office that we were laughing, my lads were laughing when they were carrying coffin, as though this can really happen. But this is the trouble with reviews. Some people think, oh, that's terrible. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. She sent me messages, this vermin, saying you better take all them antidepressants because I'm going to make every day of yours a misery. Just unbelievable. All this stems from, because of data protection, she was ringing up demanding information, and we says you need to speak to your father's sister, because we can't release information, data protection signed. And then she's put on this review that they haven't got the ashes back, I think it is, as we were demanding payment. Well, nobody demanded payment at all. The payment were all sorted. She made sure of that, this guy's sister. There were no problem at all with payments, and she got his ashes. It's mad, isn't it? It is crazy. But there is people who will look on that and think, oh, look at this, oh, look at this. I don't know. Cheryl's put a nice reply, but I wouldn't put a nice reply. I'd put, fuck off, you silly bitch. You shouldn't have fucking disowned your father. And then you'd have had a saint funeral. She's going on that I don't get a saint funeral. I don't know who that is, waving and flashing lights and that. Anyway, she's going on about she didn't get a saint funeral. That's not to do with funeral director. That's to do with the person who's signed the paperwork and who's paying for the funeral, and the speaker. So the speaker goes out and says, so tell me something about this person. This is how funeral works. And it's all done, not in our office, not with us present, it's just all done at their home address. Because anybody who has had a funeral knows this. They really take piss sometimes. I'll let them all come down, but not one of them's flash lights to say, come on. Come on. Somebody's curry's going to be late here. Mr. Curry Delivery Service. I've got an arrangement to go to. Like, I've got nothing to do. So, when you look at reviews, reading between lines, she weren't given no information, which is correct, because she weren't entitled to any information because she wasn't anything to do with the funeral. The vile messages that she sent to our social media page were disgusting. They were vile, unbelievable. She blames us because basically they haven't got access to the dad's ashes. Well, that's not to do with us. We as funeral directors do a job for a person who signed paperwork who's basically saying I'm going to pay. That's it. Anyway, that was one thing just to arse me off a bit today. But it don't really arse me off much, because realistically it's amazing. If you go on Google, write us a good review, because trolls and vermin always put him a bad review on. and all these bad reviews come through at a cluster of time. Usually it's all fantastic reviews. We've been doing this job probably longer than this silly little bitch has been alive. And they just make you sick. You know, as we brought her dad into care, they visited him in chapel. They were treated with dignity and with respect. They were treated with kindness. But no, they didn't probably get a big saint funeral because they probably weren't spoke about. Quite simple. Shit, innit? Anyway, am I going to let it spoil my day? No. Am I going to let it spoil my week and life? Nah, I'm a dance. You know, she'll probably be at a food bank somewhere on Friday. Somewhere where we've donated food to. And fine. But does it really hurt people just to not be nasty? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Put in that it's going to ruin somebody's life just because she disowned her dad, and then obviously felt terribly guilty about it. Terribly guilty. But then to put a bad review on, just think to myself, they're mental, they really are. We did a funeral today for a lady, and I had the honour and the privilege of carrying her coffin. And I know you're all thinking, I thought you got sciatica. I have got sciatica. But there were 6 and I did it. I wanted to do it actually. I did want to do it. So, just up here in Troll City, by the way. This little area, there's a troll not far from here. There's trolls everywhere, isn't there? Oh! Troll up there. Now then, today we've had technical support officer in. That's what I've come on to tell you about. We had reason to bring our technical support officer upstairs. He's usually downstairs, young Kai, to show me how to put this onto my laptop so I can upload things, because I've been prattling about with they were asking me today to prove I weren't a robot, and I thought, what the fuck? This is a computer, a robot, telling me to prove I'm not a robot. That rate messed me head up. That rate messed me head up. And I pressed this thing and a tick come up, and then it asked me again, verification to prove you're not a robot. And I thought, hang on, I could just put, a robot could put, I'm not a robot, and nobody'd know. Because what does it matter? We're losing it with computers, I'm telling you, seriously. When a computer is asking me to prove that I'm something, then there's something wrong. Everybody goes mad about these computers and laptops, and at the minute I'm just like rubbing my head with it, thinking, what on earth? What's all this about? Log in, put your password in, and I think, oh, God almighty, there's a right mess about this. I am in .1 hashtag. I am in. It's bang easy one. You remember that? Got to put it in. I am in. It's an easy one. 1 hashtag. Every time I go on it, I've got to mess about like this. As though I ain't got enough to do in there, so I don't get much chance to go on it. But I'm going to try and upload this on it today. So if you see this today, and it's Thursday, if you see this, you know for a fact he's done it. Ta-da! I'm going because I'm nearly at my arrangement. I will catch you all later and see if I can upload this on Thursday. Let me just see if I can. Then I'll upload some more stuff. I've got loads to put on. Press subscribe, press like, and I'll catch you all later. Oh, I'm Michael Fogg, Independent Funeral Directors.